JGI Metal Converters Private Limited. JGI Metal Converters Private Limited is signing an MOU with the Government of AP. Triune Technofab Private Limited is signing an MOU with the Government of AP. Triune Technofab Limited is signing an MOU with the Government of AP. Haitian Plastics, that's H-A-I-T-I-A-N, Haitian Plastics Machinery India Private Limited is signing an MOU with the Government of AP. Zenilin International Private Limited is signing an MOU with the Government of Andhra Pradesh. Bell Flavors and Fragrances India Private Limited. Bell Flavors and Fragrances India Private Limited is signing an MOU with the Government of AP. Air Master Namaste, sir. Sri Vijayanand Garu, Chief Special Secretary, Government of Andhra Pradesh. Acme Clean Tech Solutions Private Limited is signing an MOU with the Government of AP. Thank you, sir, Sri Vijayanand Garu, Special Chief Secretary, Government of AP. Thank you for joining us on the dais. Air Master Indoplast Private Limited. Tepsol Project Limited, Affinity Global Inc., OCIOR Energy India Private Limited, Hero Future Energies Private Limited. All of these organizations are signing MOUs with the Government of AP. Hero Future Energy is signing an MOU with the Government of Andhra Pradesh. Tepsol Project Private Limited, Infinity Global is signing an MOU with the Government of AP. Trinath Industries Private Limited. Trinath, is it Trinath Industries Private Limited is signing an MOU with the Government of Andhra Pradesh. Evershine Molders Limited is signing an MOU with the Government of Andhra Pradesh. HPCL Limited, Renewable Energy, are signing an MOU with Government of Andhra Pradesh, as are O2 Power Private Limited. Vesuvius India Limited is signing an MOU with the Government of AP. HPCL and O2 Power, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited and O2 Power Private Limited, we request you to join us on the dais, please, to sign your respective memorandums of understanding with the Government of Andhra Pradesh. Magnum Group, Thank you for joining us and signing a memorandum of understanding with the government of Andhra Pradesh. O2 Power Private Limited is here. Thank you for signing an MOU with the government of AP. Courses E-Mobility Private Limited. Thank you for signing an MOU with the government of AP. Courses E-Mobility Private Limited. AMP Energy India Private Limited is signing an MOU with the government of AP. ArcelorMittal Green Energy Private Limited is signing an MOU with the government of AP. AMP Energy is signing an MOU with the government of AP. You may have noticed a lot of MOUs in the renewable energy sector. As we mentioned yesterday, Andhra Pradesh is positioning itself to be a driver of growth in this sector, renewable energy. Advanced Cells is signing an MOU with the government of AP. Gokul Agro Resources Limited is signing an MOU with the government of AP. Gokul Agro. Pratishtha Business Solutions Private Limited is signing an MOU with the government of AP. Pratishtha Business Solutions. The Latin American Caribbean Trade Council is signing an MOU with the government of AP. The Latin American Caribbean Trade Council is signing an MOU with the government of AP for trade and investment promotion. Astha Green Energy Ventures India Private Limited, signing an MOU with the government of AP. The Council of EU Chambers of Commerce in India is signing an MOU with the government of AP. Astha Green Energy is signing an MOU with the government of AP. Amra Life Sciences Private Limited is signing an MOU with the government of AP. Amra Life Sciences Limited. Thank you. Hatsun Agro Product Limited is signing an MOU with the government of AP. Hatsun Agro Product Limited. Hatsun Agro Product Limited. Hatsun Agro Product Limited is signing an MOU with the government of AP. Ravali Spinners Private Limited is signing an MOU with the government of AP. Hygenco Green Energies Private Limited is signing an MOU with the government of AP. Once again, I humbly request everyone who's coming to the front. The Honorable Chief Minister is at the venue and is going to come onto the dais. May I request everyone to please be seated in their designated seats. The Chief Minister's security has made a personal request, requesting you to please be seated as the Honorable Chief Minister will be coming soon here. United Industries Automotive Plastic Private Limited, signing an MOU with Government of AP. Amplus Energy Solutions Private Limited, signing an MOU with the Government of AP. Amplus Energies just signed an MOU with the government of AP. Sorry? Bio4 India Pharmaceuticals Private Limited signing an MOU with the government of Andhra Pradesh. Ocure Energy, OCIOR, Ocure Energy Private Limited signing an MOU with the government of Andhra Pradesh. AUChem Natural Gas and Energy Private Limited, AUChem Natural Gas and Energy Private Limited signing an MOU with the government of Andhra Pradesh. Fluent Grid signing an MOU with the government of AP. Fluent Grid Seamless Digital Transformation. Fluent Grid Seamless Digital Transformation signing an MOU with the government of AP. EPAT 3 City. Cribco Green Energy signing an MOU with the government of Andhra Pradesh. EPAC Andhra Paper Limited signing an MOU with the government of AP. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go back to the podium because I'm getting ready to welcome the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Shri Y.S. Jagan Reddy Garu is at the premises, so this is your cue as well. So please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen, as the visionary, dynamic, young Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh joins us at this event that he has envisioned and made a reality, just as he is continuing to make his vision for the state a reality. గౌరవనీయులు ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు శ్రీ వైఎస్ జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారు వేదిక మీద వస్తున్నారండి. ఇక్కడ ఉన్న గెస్ట్స్ అందరినీ, మా అతిథులందరినీ కూడా కూర్చోమని రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాము. Anything, you have to ask Mr. Prasad. Ladies and gentlemen, we are putting the MOUs on a pause just for the moment. We will continue to sign them later today. But right now, as we are expecting the Honorable Chief Minister to be on the dais with us any minute, we're just giving a pause to the MOU signing for a minute so that we can all join hands in welcoming the visionary, dynamic Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. So far, day 2 of the summit has been focused on showcasing Advantage Andhra Pradesh, where abundance meets prosperity, providing a platform for international and domestic investors, policymakers, diplomats from across countries, industry associations and trade bodies, providing all of them a platform to take advantage of our state's industry-friendly atmosphere and explore opportunities to forge partnerships.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, may we request you to settle down. The Honorable Chief Minister is just going to be walking into the hall here. So, as a security protocol, we request you to please settle down, take your seats. The gentleman in the center, ma'am. Media people, media personnel, may we request you to please head back to the media enclosure. We need to start the valedictory and the valedictory ceremony. The Honorable Chief Minister is just walking in. Request for you to cooperate with the security personnel and the police personnel who've been working very hard to ensure this event goes smoothly. Yes, sir. We cannot start until everyone settles down. I'm sure you understand the protocols. We did this yesterday as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, may we request you to settle down. Do ensure your mobile phones are on the silent mode. As you know, we are here on day 2 of the Andhra Pradesh Global Investors Summit 2023. It is being held in the beautiful port city of Visakhapatnam. Now, as you know, the theme of this summit is where abundance meets prosperity. It's been an amazing platform. We've heard from global investors, global partners, country partners. Yesterday, you know, Deepika, has been a very exciting session. Besides the plenary hall here, where we had the inaugural session, we had a great lineup of speakers. We had breakaway sessions in 4 halls. The 13 sectors that are the key focus sectors of the government of Andhra Pradesh were focused on 14 sectors, in fact, actually, and we had in-depth sessions on all of that.
What's particularly good to see is that a lot of investors who've already invested in the state and seen how supportive the state is and how they have been able to go from abundance to prosperity have shared their lived experiences and reality with the state. So I'm sure that's been very encouraging for future investors.
Absolutely. And I remember you pointed it out yesterday where Mr. Puneet Dalmia, in fact, coined a very nice phrase.
Josh and Jagan go hand in hand.
Absolutely, and that's the unique part about the Andhra Pradesh state government, you know, Deepika, because besides the CM, the whole cabinet is dynamic young leaders, and that is so much the need of the hour. They are quick with their decisions. Ease of doing business is at an extreme high here.
Absolutely. They're young, they're focused, and you can see the action, you know. It's not just having a vision and having a plan, but everything is actually coming into fruition. And that's what's really, really encouraging, I'm sure, even for the investors gathered here signing MOUs and those who are still exploring areas of opportunity where they can forge partnerships.
Absolutely. You know, like I was telling you about the other sessions that were happening in the other halls. We got a great turnout. We had interesting sessions. There was a great panel discussions, keynote speeches, a lot of focus, a lot of in-depth insights, that will also help in the improvement of not just, it will be a great partnership is what I'm seeing between the industry and the state government. So that is something that is definitely we should look forward to.
Also, as we started this day, I think in hall number 1, the Department of Tourism and Hospitality, Government of Andhra Pradesh, had already begun signing MOUs. And later on, we started in this plenary hall, we started to see MOUs being signed. A lot of them have been in the renewable energy sector. And I remember calling out myself yesterday that the government of Andhra Pradesh is set to drive that particular sector. I also liked one of the lines in one of the AVs that we displayed, that in Andhra Pradesh we don't predict the future, we own the future, which means we make things happen under the young and dynamic and visionary leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister. We don't predict the future, but we own it and make sure that it happens the way he's visioning it.
Absolutely. And, the important part, Deepika, of because there are a lot of states that do these kind of summits. But it's all, like they say in English, there is the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So, but it's important to see, and what's also important is, like I said, like we were talking about how the leadership is dynamic and fast moving. They take fast decisions, which is most important. There is not red tapeism. So that is where I'm sure in the past, of course, Andhra Pradesh has performed well, this government especially. And I'm sure after this investor summit, we will see a lot of things will actually happen. They will change from just maybe ink on paper to actual buildings on road or industries happening. I think that is very, very important for any summit, any partnership.
Absolutely. I was thinking exactly that about the proof of the pudding being in the eating when I was announcing yesterday about, Andhra Pradesh being number 1 in ease of business for 3 consecutive years. We know that this is not just some ranking, but based on stakeholder feedback. A survey was sent around, and investors themselves have rated this state number 1 in ease of doing business.
Absolutely. And the other thing, Deepika, as a build-up to the Global Investor Summit where we are here in this beautiful city of Visakhapatnam, there were a number of road shows that the government did, and I was lucky enough to be a part of almost all of them, in fact. We did a lovely curtain raiser in Delhi, then we did road shows in Bengaluru, I think. We went to Chennai, we went to Bombay, Mumbai, we went to Hyderabad. It's been great to hear from titans of industry from those states, those cities also. And to see, because every city, every state, every industry, they have their own unique requirements. I think that is what is important, and this is where Andhra Pradesh kind of comes through here, helping with them, helping the customization that is required. Because let's be honest, every industry, in fact every industrial unit in every industry will also be unique and needs its own kind of requirements or kind of partnerships. In fact, yesterday the Honorable Minister Nitin Gadkari ji was also here, and he had made a big announcement about some of the, I think, 6-lane highways that the government of Andhra Pradesh has been, and he has sanctioned it, and it will be turning out soon. So that will also be really, really helpful to the entire state and the industries. Yeah,
talking of the Union Minister, I also recollect that there are 3 industrial corridors being, of the 11 industrial corridors being built by the country, 3 of them are running through this state, and the state, Andhra Pradesh, is the only one to boast, this benefit. That goes a long way. Also, road shows, we as anchors, we do keep reinforcing the fact that the leader of Andhra Pradesh is a young, dynamic and visionary person. But I think it's not just in the words, but the fact that he did road shows in all these cities, really goes out, puts himself out there and calls for people to come and test what he's promising. It really reflects, that youthful dynamism really reflects in these actions.
Exactly, absolutely, and that makes so much of a difference. There are some of the 13. We keep saying 13 sectors, but what's also important, what I've heard from the government firsthand, is that these are just some of the key sectors that the government has shortlisted. That does not mean that the other sectors that are not included in these 13 will not are not of interest. Those are of equal interest to the government, and they are more than open. If there are people that want to partner with the government in those sectors, they should come forward, talk to the government. The government is more than willing to make it make it easy for these companies to come, make inroads and grow here, grow along with Andhra Pradesh.
Yes.
The other thing is obviously the coastline. Another unique thing that's been pointed out is second longest, 974 kilometers. But they've also said that this is the largest usable coastline, which is why they have so many ports. They have, I believe,
4 under development.
4 under development,
already
6
up and running.
There.
Yeah.
Exactly, which is helping also in the inland seaways. And of course the coastal, and it's becoming, or rather it already is, the gateway to the east, and we obviously know that is very important for the country in its positioning on the global stage.
Yes.
That always makes a big difference to every country. I know we were going on with the MOUs, Deepika. We did some yesterday. In fact, we have more that will be happening very short. Let's tell them, in fact, Deepika, what's lined up, because our audience is eager and is listening. So obviously we have the valedictory session now.
We have the valedictory session. We have, should I tell them the name of the performer?
I think we should. They have been a very patient audience. We
right.
should reward them.
So we have a Kuchipudi performance, and we have another performance that I feel like many of you will really be pleasantly surprised. Karsh Kale will be performing for all of us at this venue in broad daylight. It's going to be really wonderful, really fun.
Exactly. So definitely after this valedictory session is when we have these lovely cultural acts that will be closing the day with, closing the summit with. So you definitely do not want to miss that.
Yes.
Deepika, let's talk a little bit about the cultural acts that happened yesterday also. In fact, here in the main hall,
Yamini Reddy performed and
with Tushar Kalia. Wow,
and
that was
Tushar
amazing.
Kalia, yes. It was a mix of Kuchipudi. It was a fusion dance. It was Kuchipudi, which is the classical art form of the state of Andhra Pradesh, the classical dance form. And there was also a lot of contemporary dance, so that's how it became a fusion number. They had beautiful LED backgrounds, and it was an absolutely spectacular performance by the dancers.
Exactly. There was a lovely laser show also here. I know which one you want to talk about.
So this one, the Kuchipudi and the contemporary dance were here.
Right.
The laser show
So there's a difference for the audience. There was one laser show here with which we revealed the logo in the morning. Right. Beautifully done here.
Oh yes, the laser act in the
morning.
Yes.
But Deepika, you were privy to, you saw this amazing show yesterday evening. Tell us about that. Tell the audience about that.
So that was the CM's gala dinner hosted by the generous, Chief Minister at MGM Lawns, which is one of the iconic places in Visakhapatnam. It's really a gorgeous location. There's a charming lighthouse right at the back of the venue, and by the side you have the sea, and as you sit there, you can really hear the ebb and flow of the waves.
Right.
And the skyline was absolutely lit up by the laser show. The laser show was storyboarded around the glorious story of Andhra Pradesh.
Right.
Not just business, it talked about culture. Culture is a very important part in promoting business, because unless the people of the state are warm and welcoming and willing to integrate you into their own and themselves with you.
Deepika, what you said is really important, but one of the other highlights of that was the drones that they used for that show.
Yes.
So I believe there were about 500 drones that were used to light up the skies of Visakhapatnam, telling the beautiful story, the growth story of Andhra Pradesh.
Yeah.
What we are also trying to do here with the Andhra Pradesh Global Investors Summit. So the unique part about that, it was all through drones.
And it started off with a map of India, and then a map of Andhra Pradesh. And to me it was sort of symbolic of how the growth of Andhra Pradesh is such an integral part, as the country's fastest growing state, such an integral part of the India story. story.
Exactly. So it was very unique. It was a one-of-a-kind drone show with someone narrating a story live at that audience.
Yeah, there was a
at the
voiceover
location.
live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, there was the band.
There was a band, and Mrigya and Friends, they were a band that came from Mumbai. They played jazz funk, they played classical ragas. It was a fusion band, and a couple of members of the band, I think the violinist especially, will be performing today with Karsh
Lovely.
Kale as well.
No, you know what, Deepika, one important thing that I feel comes out with this, we talk about culture. It's most important for a holistic society, for a well-rounded society. Arts, culture are important.
Yes.
What I think is also important with what we have done here at the Global Investor Summit, we have the Kuchipudi dances symbolizing the traditions. Yesterday's Yamini Reddy and Tushar Kalia bringing the Kuchipudi dance along with contemporary, showing that fusion, like what you said with Mrigya also, bringing the bringing that fusion of the classical, the traditional. I think that is also important. That is symbolic of what we've been talking about with the government also. They're bringing in the traditional outlook, the importance, but also adding in, showing that, you know, change is the only constant. Evolution is most important. And this government is staying up with the time. In fact, they might just be one step ahead of the changing times, which is so important for any, whether it's a citizen, whether it's an industry, whether it's a business. It is so very important.
Yes, and you know, Telugus particularly are quite used to integrating ourselves with other cultures. You would know that quite a large number, I think about 25% of the IT population in the United States and other parts of the world are Telugus. So yes, that's very integral. Also, I was curious, Sumit, to know, can you tell us more about the roadshows? What exactly happened?
So at the roadshows, what happened was, it was important for the government to talk to the industries that are settled there. Because generally what happens is, I guess, not just in industry or in business, but in life also, we have a restricted view. We are only aware of a limited world around us. This was important for the government to go out to these important locations around the country to talk to them that, hey, do consider Andhra Pradesh as an investment destination of choice, because these are the important things that they have to offer. So whether it is an IT hub, the Silicon Valley of India in Bengaluru, or whether it is the financial capital of India, which is Mumbai, or whether it is the seat of the central government in Delhi, which is a big industry for auto ancillaries, manufacturing, textiles, all of these, it is important to showcase that these, what has made these metropolitan cities as the important hub for these sectors is also available in Andhra Pradesh. And important things, because these are things people would not know. Like, you know, they have abundant power here, abundant water, abundant land. And like what you pointed out earlier, the skilled workforce, that is really important, because that is what makes any business a success.
Absolutely. It's not just about getting investment and generating employment. I think the government of Andhra Pradesh is doing a fantastic job of making sure that they keep their promise in terms of providing that skilled workforce. And it's confidence-inducing, if you ask me, for the youth of the state, you know, to know that they're being upskilled to a specific aim.
And because what's required also, Deepika, is that today's world, upskilled is the right word you said, because we have to keep changing our skills, and we need skills that are useful in everyday life. They're not just book skills.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not sure how many of you recollect the AV that was shown yesterday, the skill development AV, where the skills were varied. It wasn't just about textbooks and banking and IT. There were also women learning how to sew. There was manufacturing. There's so many different skills that are being taught.
Absolutely. And you know, Deepak, coming back to these grounds, which is the Andhra University College of Engineering grounds, obviously a very important location in Visakhapatnam.
Yes.
The idea with this, we've got 5 different hangars where we're doing, this is the main hall, we've got dining, we've got a hall for the media, along with for our VIPs and dignitaries, we've got those breakaway halls. We've got, but that's not just that is here. There's so much else that is happening outside. We've got these amazing short cultural performances that are happening outside, which people can see, be a privy to. There is also so many beautiful installations, and I definitely want to highlight that there's so much greenery outside, and no, I don't mean just the green carpet, but I mean the actual plants that have been put out. They
Yes.
make it look so beautiful. They bring out what Andhra Pradesh stands for.
Yes.
There is interesting installation. I've seen a lot of people been taking selfies with that. Did you manage to get a selfie as well?
Not a selfie. I was lucky enough to, the people offered to take me a nice proper photograph. So yes, I did, particularly near the parrot,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
since that was a symbol of the event.
Absolutely. So we are obviously here when the aim of this, just to recap, is that we are having this Global Investors Summit, 3rd and 4th March, and today here at Visakhapatnam, Vizag. The idea is also, today's day 2, day 1 was very exciting. Day 2 has also a great lineup of speakers here who will be sharing their insights. It's always good, you know, again, Deepika, as they say in English, you know, there's that phrase that says to hear it from the horse's mouth. So it's always good to hear what these industry titans have to, because, you know, again, they are not just restricted to Andhra Pradesh or even
They are
India
working
for that
across
matter.
the country and across the globe. And this is the other thing I was talking about, you know, the swiftness in which they move from words to action, this government. So this was a 2-day crisp event, right, or rather 1.5 days.
Yeah.
And yesterday we had industry stalwarts, titans of industry in India, coming and speaking about what they've already done here and how much faith they have. And today we have a slew of memorandums already signed. While all of this is going on, there are conversations happening in 3 other seminar halls. So everything is happening really quickly.
I'm pretty sure, and I felt this yesterday just seeing the agenda, and I was also wondering which hall should I go to, because those interesting conversations, of
Yes.
course, the main plenary hall, we had the inaugural, and then we took a break here, and the sessions continued in the 3 breakaway seminar halls. But I was also wondering which one to go to, because there's such interesting sessions, interesting sectors. Off the top of my mind, I remember a few of them. There's on agri and food processing, automobiles and EVs. Again, EVs, very important place, and Andhra Pradesh is a great hub for EVs and renewable energy.
I was just going to say, I would have personally chosen renewable energy because we do have the second longest coastline, which means we have access to a lot of ocean, and that ocean is a great advantage to generate, you know, natural power. So,
and in fact, the ocean also helps Andhra Pradesh be a leader in food processing, agri, because they're a leader, again, off the top of my mind, if I remember, Andhra Pradesh is a leader in shrimp, in eggs, in I think maybe palm oil. I might have the figures wrong, ladies and gentlemen, but you'll get all that information on the advantageap.in website. In fact, the government, you know, Deepika, has made it so easy, because on that website, there are downloadable.
You need so succinctly, you know, in the form of diagrams. If you go to the advantageap.in website, all of what we're telling you is given to you in these succinct little visual things with little write-ups, you know, logos with write-ups.
And the beauty of it is there is so much information that is downloadable. In fact, like you were asking me about the road shows. At the road shows, whatever presentations were made by government officials are available on that website. And the important part is that anybody might have some questions.
Right.
All contact details of the concerned people are on that website in those PPTs. So you download the PPT, you'll get information about that sector, as well as who is your contact person, who should you be talking to get more information or to figure out what's the way ahead for that space. I was telling you a little bit about the sectors. So obviously automobiles, EVs, agri, food processing, IT, electronics. It's really good in textiles and handlooms. You know, that's another.
Handlooms, textile is again a huge part of both culture and trade and industry. You know, roti, kapda, makan.
Absolutely. Industrial logistics infrastructure, you spoke about that, about how 3 of the major pathways run through the state of Andhra Pradesh. And of course, there is aerospace and defense. Now, that's another upcoming, you know, they also, in business parlance, they also say about sunrise sector.
Yes.
So the aerospace and defense, again, is one important sector in the space of any business.
And there is an aeropolis being built in Andhra Pradesh. I read this on the Advantage AP website.
Great.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure the audience, if they haven't already, we would suggest that you do visit the AdvantageAP.in website. Exactly. So we will be joined shortly by the Honorable Chief Minister and other dignitaries. But Deepika, like we were saying, you know, the beauty of the state, what I also like about the state is, you know, the versatility. It's interesting, the culture, the heritage. What I had read up was that the state of Andhra Pradesh has been in existence even, like, you know, in the English calendar we talk about AD, BC and BC. This has been there in some form even before. Like, so
yes, versatility is in our DNA, in our grain. Buddhism entered the country through Andhra Pradesh. You know, we share a border with Orissa. We are a coast. So we have also, you know, it's a trade route anywhere where there is a coast. So yes, versatility is very much a part of, and even entrepreneurship. We were talking about innovation and startups. You'll find that entrepreneurship is also very, very big in Andhra.
Some of our dignitaries are here. We will be, we're waiting just for the Honorable Chief Minister. He'll be joining us shortly as well. It's going to be an exciting day of conversations. We have some very important topics that would be covered. We have people from different walks of life. In fact, the dignitaries that will be coming and speaking to us during the valedictory function, they will be talking both from their own experience of having already invested in Andhra Pradesh, having already been running their business, as well as their intent. So they will be sharing a lot of information that I think would be really important for our audience to know about, to hear about, and that will definitely help build more of the momentum that has been generated, not just through this summit, but even before the summit.
Yes,
there has
in
been
the run-up to the summit as well. You know, the momentum is on. I feel like they haven't taken a pause at all. They're just continuing on with the actions that they're taking.
And that, I think, is really important, because that's where, you know, progress is made one step at a time. But, you know, and what they say as wisdom, people say in like old the words that have been carried forward by our forefathers, is that the aim is to keep moving. You might be making one step, you might do 10 steps. So that's what I think is important, that this momentum has started, and they're ensuring that this momentum keeps going on.
Yes.
Because that is where progress comes about. We're also, you know, going to be talking a lot about, so, you know, again, coming back to the sectors. Why I keep coming back to the sectors? Because people might be wanting to know more about that. Already, Visakhapatnam is a big hub for IT. I believe the government is...
also hospitality and tourism.
Actually, hospitality and tourism is it's a very important sector for the government. I mean, it's got heritage we spoke about.
Yes, and it's all intertwined. You know, the more investment there is, the more people that the state and the city are going to see visiting. So it's sort of connected, all of these sectors growing together.
Absolutely. And there is so much of innovation. So again, we've heard so much talk over the last few decades about the startups and MSMEs and innovation. I think that is one important part for the Andhra Pradesh government, because they are focusing to promote innovation.
Absolutely. Enterprise and entrepreneurship is in the DNA of the people of this state.
That's the important part. I think because that is where progress comes for. And one thing is about setting up industries, but it is also, that is one very important part, But those are, if you think of it, at the start, they were all entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And that is the important part of promoting entrepreneurship, to help not just provide employment for themselves, but for a whole community.
Not just that, when a state is high on entrepreneurial, competence,
Yeah,
I think that state is in a position to keep re-evaluating itself. So, for example, on the Advantage AP website and on the website of the Global Investors Summit, many of you would have read that many redundant acts have been repealed. Definitely the number was over 10 and close to 20, the correct numbers on the website. But the Honorable Chief Minister has repealed redundant acts, and they have instituted newer policies that are more conducive to business, startups, innovation and enterprise in today's day and age. And that is huge. Again, proof of the pudding when he says decentralized, policy-centric, investment-centric government. He's actually done something to make sure that policies are contemporary, and he's also brought down the time to start business has been reduced to 18 days in Andhra Pradesh.
Wow.
Again, all of this information you will find on the Advantage AP website, because these are the very advantages that are being offered to investors investing in Andhra Pradesh.
So we'd now like to just invite some of our dignitaries who are gathered here.
So, ladies and gentlemen.
So, yes, Deepika, let's invite up on stage our dignitaries
Yes.
who are here. We have Shri Gajanan Nabad. He's the CEO and Managing Director of Nova Air. Sir, can we have you on stage, please?
Shri Vineet Mittalji, Chairman, Avada Group. May I request you to join us on the dais, please?
Shri Satyanarayana Chava, the founder and CEO of Loris Labs.
Dr. Vamsi Krishna Bandi, Managing Director, Hetero Group of Companies. May I request you to join us on the dais, please?
We also have Shri Santanam B, the Chief Executive Officer of Saint-Gobain in Asia Pacific and India.
Shri Mr. Sergio Lee, Director and Group Head India Operations, Apache and Hilltop Group. May I request you to join us on the dais, please?
And we also have Srimati Suchitra K. Ella. She's the chairperson, CII Southern Region and Managing Director of Bharat Biotech International Limited.
Sri Satish Reddy Garu, Chairman, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories. May I request you to join us on the dais, please?
We request our dignitaries to please settle down on the dais, and we will be starting the program very, very shortly. The Honorable Chief Minister is also expected. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this already on stage we have such a power-packed lineup who are here, who have graced this occasion, and who we will all be shortly hearing from. They, of course, bring a lot of important insights that will be helping all of us to know more, not just about Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, their insight into what the future of their respective sectors and industries is in India, and what role Andhra Pradesh is already playing in that story, what role Andhra Pradesh could play in the future.
Exactly. And the aim, what you said, Deepika, last, what's the role that it could play in the future? I believe that it will play a very important role, not just in the growth of the state, but of the country.
Yes.
In fact, I believe the state GDP is higher. It's in double-digit growth, and it's the highest compared to any of the other states in the country. So that, I think, is a very important statistic that should be focused on, that should be highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
We also have you were earlier saying about the ease of doing business and how quickly they are able to use give permissions and start off business.
Yes.
And this is where I believe the government is also using technology.
Mm-hmm.
And I think technology, of course, has really revolutionized every sector, revolutionized the world. Andhra Pradesh is using that well. And the new horizon of fintech, I think that is also where Andhra Pradesh...
That is one, but again here culture and the individual comes into play, because I remember you said there isn't red tapeism in this government,
Yes,
and therefore
yes.
things move fast. And yesterday the Honorable Chief Minister also said that any problems you have, just give my office a phone call, and that's commitment to an open audience.
Is very important, very sizable, very
Yes.
momentous, because it is that is what people require.
that confidence that we are there for you. The government is there to back you up.
Ease of access, so that they can, any concerns that have, that can be addressed.
Yes.
And in fact, we've seen this whole, in fact, we had so many MOUs. We are going to have some more also. Yesterday also MOUs were signed. It's interesting, it's heartwarming to see the commitment both from industry and government to make this happen. In fact,
and it was particularly encouraging to hear from those who have already invested and reaped the benefits of Advantage Andhra Pradesh. I think that instills far more confidence in those who have come here exploring where they can forge opportunities.
Absolutely. In fact, Deepika, at the road shows also, they spoke about, we were talking about industries at the road shows, and there were many industries that showed their interest. Again, this part of being accessible, ease of access to an audience, that was shown at the road shows, because we had a question and answer session and many people put up their hand. Some had queries that they wanted answers to, which were answered, or at least was said that, listen, we will address it, and numbers were exchanged, email contacts were exchanged, and many also put up their hand and wanted to share their opinion of their experience and what they are looking forward to. So that helped also know the pulse of what the investors want.
Absolutely, yes.
And the other parts on the road shows were, there were a lot of insights that came in, which again the government was very open to. They were open to hear. That, I think, is very important, to show the collaboration, the commitment, because the state government is also saying that we are here. If you have some industries that you are interested in, that you feel are important and where you need the support.
Open. They've left it open to people to express their interests.
Absolutely.
And explore new areas. Like you rightly said, the government has named 13 sectors as focus sectors, but that doesn't mean that
it's only those 13.
Only those sectors. I think what the government is really trying to say here is that we are open. We have the natural resources and we have the skill and the will in terms of policies and a supportive and proactive government. So if you have an idea, come and tell us and invest here, and let's partner on this.
Lovely. Deepika, the other part what I've enjoyed about Andhra Pradesh is the food. Now I feel like I have a low tolerance of spice, and all my friends and say, "Tu wahan jaake kya khayega?" Andhra Pradesh food is the best food for people that love the spice.
So see, that is the thing, that spice is generally an overpowering element of food. So it overpowers all the other things, but not just spice. We have a lot of very unique sweets in Andhra Pradesh. We also have, each vegetable in the Telugu style can be cooked in at least 5 different ways.
Oh, wow.
We also have an abundance of vegetables down south in general, and particularly in Andhra Pradesh. And the other thing is, in any Andhra household you go to, any vegetable can be made into a chutney. That's the other beautiful thing. Any vegetable can be made into a chutney, and we use a lot of green chili spices. Really not so harsh on the gut, It's a lot of vitamin C, and it actually helps in digestion. But for those of you who are not from Andhra Pradesh, and those of you who've come, internationally, you can just let people at restaurants know that you'd like something less spicy. We do have dishes that are not, power-packed with spice.
No, that's for sure, because I've enjoyed all my meals in my stay here in Vizag.
Even gunpowder. So the name gunpowder reeks of spice, but idlis with gunpowder is quite popular, and not all of them are spicy.
That's it, really.
Yeah.
I also believe that sambar is something to rave about, and absolutely delicious.
So what is different from the sambar in Andhra is that we use tamarind for as part of the seasoning, so that gives it a distinct taste from, let's say, the Udupi sambar or the Karnataka sambar.
I've also been informed, Deepika, right now that we are also awaiting the arrival of the two honorable union ministers. We are expecting shortly Sri G. Kishan Reddy, the honorable union minister of Culture, Tourism and Development of Northern Eastern Region with the government of India, and also Sri Sarbananda Sonowal, the honorable union minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush with the government of India. We're waiting there.
A lot of support from the union government as well for
Absolutely.
this event and for all the investment being garnered by the state.
So we are waiting for them to arrive also, and then we would be kick-starting the valedictory session. But Deepika, like we can talk, we can talk so much about the state of Andhra Pradesh. What I also, again, we've said this earlier about the coastline, but I feel that also developing that coastline is important, which is...
And that's what's being done. 6 ports up and running already and 4 ports under development.
Exactly. The other part is also, earlier also, like I mentioned, and people might think that we're kind of repeating ourselves, but it's also important to highlight these parts, because that is where growth...
The advantage in Andhra Pradesh lies.
Exactly, where abundance meets prosperity.
Yes.
That is the key word, the abundance, where other states, other cities are struggling for space, for water, for electricity. All 3 for workforce. And all 4 of these elements are in abundance in Andhra Pradesh, which helps not just the development of industry, business, economy, but also the development of society as a whole. That holistic growth that we earlier spoke about is also pretty much right here in Andhra Pradesh.
I also noticed even on the website of Advantage AP, they mentioned quality power supply, which is very important. It's not just about having power supply, but having a really power-packed power supply.
Exactly, and enough power to sustain living as well as industry. That is important to bring about that growth. Once again, we'd like to welcome all our delegates who've joined in. Thank you for patiently waiting. We do have an exciting lineup of speakers here, followed by a beautiful, lovely cultural event. I mean, in fact, there will be 2 cultural performances. So we have a cultural section.
We have again a Kuchipudi and a fusion dance.
Navratnalu performance.
Navratnalu
performance today, followed by the iconic Karsh Kale and team performing right here on this stage, which will be happening very shortly after this valedictory function.
I'm sorry, I'm going back to power, but it just occurred to me because we just saw the signing of so many renewable energy MOUs. So we already have an abundance of power, and further with renewable energy, that power is going to be notched up.
But Deepika, a lot what they say that an action speaks louder than words, and videos also speak louder than words. So we have a lovely, lovely video that we'd like to show the audience. It's a short video, and earlier we were talking about startups and innovation. So here's a short video on startups. Let's take a look at that.
Leader in startup and innovation ecosystem. India is the 3rd largest startup ecosystem globally, with over 81,000 plus DPIIT recognized startups. Out of these, nearly 50% of startups hail from Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Andhra Pradesh has a vibrant startup and innovation ecosystem in various sectors spread across the 26 districts of the state. The Andhra Pradesh Innovation Society has been established to nurture a conducive and startup-friendly environment for next-generation entrepreneurs to pursue their dreams and compete globally. The society has set up incubation hub centers at Visakhapatnam, Tirupati, Vijayawada and Kakinada with 65,000 square feet incubation space for supporting the startups. These incubation hubs provide curated services such as mentoring, product prototyping, market access, funding assistance, growth acceleration, IP support, and legal assistance. Special emphasis is laid on supporting startups working in rural areas and also in the sectors of circular economy, sustainability and green energy.
Once the quality of education is improvised, automatically you will have children with better IQ levels. And these children with better IQ levels are the people that you're talking about who can use these drones, who know how to use these drones at that village level. So that is when sustainable economy at the village level will take place.
The startups led by women, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe entrepreneurs are provided additional support through seed funding and other fiscal incentives. Andhra Pradesh has 30 incubators and accelerators spread across various educational and research institutions in the state. Andhra Pradesh Innovation Society acts as a network of networks by coordinating with the incubators and accelerators, providing opportunities for sharing infrastructure and resources, and organizing a common pool of mentors and investors. AP Startup One portal is an integrated digital platform for startups, incubators, mentors, and investors to connect, explore, and network. The portal acts as a one-stop shop for availing various benefits offered by the government of Andhra Pradesh. Through the AP Startup One portal, a series of innovation challenges and hackathons are being hosted that engage with government departments, academia, and industry. With these initiatives, Andhra Pradesh is poised to become the leader in startup and innovation ecosystem and provide glorious opportunities for youth to harness their talent and innovation.
And that was the AV on startups. We hope you enjoyed it and also took away some information about the startup environment in Andhra Pradesh. Coming up, we have an AV on one of Andhra Pradesh's favorite sectors. I say favorite because, you know, so many of our youth are in this sector, the IT sector, the information technology sector. Everything today is digital and digital transformation.
Before we go into that, sorry, we're just being joined by the Honorable Industries Minister, Shri Gudivada Amarnath, sir. If we can have you on stage also. Right, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sorry, you were talking about the IT sector.
No, I was saying that, you know, the upcoming sector is Andhra Pradesh's favorite sector.
We'd also just like to invite up on stage Shri Rajesh Mandavewala, the Managing Director of Wellspun Group. He's also here with us. So if we can have you on stage joining us. Now, we'll also shortly be joined by the Honorable Chief Minister, sir. Let's talk. So yes, we were talking about the IT sector, why it's important, and
not just important, also a favorite of the state. I was saying that so many of our youth are in that generation. Everyone's in IT and computing, and why not? Today is the day and age of digital transformation, and it's really cool the way the government is using digital transformation as well. We are looking forward to a lot of investment in Andhra Pradesh in the IT sector.
Exactly, and you know, Shri Gudivada Amarnath ji is also the Minister for IT, and we've had these detailed discussions at the road shows about that sector as well. Exactly like you said about how the state is using that to take it one step forward to make these growth happen, to bring about progress, and using IT not just in the space of IT, but using that as an offshoot and helping growth in other areas. Again, when I say areas, I just don't mean business sectors, but in life, in all aspects.
Absolutely, IT is an enabler in every aspect of life.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join Sumit and me as we welcome the young, dynamic, visionary, Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu. Please welcome him to this venue.
And we are also joined by Shri G. Kishan Reddy, the Honorable Union Minister of Culture, Tourism and Development of North Eastern Region, Government of India. Thank you, sir, for joining us here on the dais.
అందరికీ వేదిక మీదకి ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నాం. అందరినీ నమస్కారం, స్వాగతం, సుస్వాగతం.
We're also joined by the Honorable Industries Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Gudivada Amarnath sir, along with the Honorable Finance Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Buganna Rajendranath sir. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd also like to bring your attention to someone we have in the audience in the very first row, someone who's brought a lot of pride and laurels to the country and stands tall and proud in her achievements, the badminton champion PV Sindhu. Thank you for joining us.
We will now start the proceedings of the valedictory session, and all that we've been talking about, to hear from these dignitaries, who will be sharing their points of view, sharing their thoughts, and very importantly, sharing their vision for the way ahead here in Andhra Pradesh at the Andhra Pradesh Global Investors Summit 2023 in Visakhapatnam.
Under the able leadership of its young and dynamic Chief Minister, the Honorable Shri Y.S. Jagan Garu, Andhra Pradesh has progressed immensely, creating new benchmarks with a strong, decentralized, citizen-centric government. The state of Andhra Pradesh has embarked on a new journey of sustainable development through inclusive growth. And there you have the audience cheering for their beloved Chief Minister. Abundant with advantages in every aspect, be it geographical, be it agricultural, industrial, infrastructural, Andhra Pradesh is a state where industry flourishes in a host of thrust sectors facilitated by a growth-oriented and supportive government. We have the skill, we have the will in the form of this supportive government, and we have the natural resources for you to come and leverage the advantage of Andhra Pradesh towards our collective prosperity.
Exactly. And now, to start the proceedings of the valedictory session, I'd like to invite the Chief Secretary to the Government of Andhra Pradesh, Dr. K.S. Jawahar Reddy, to give us the welcome address.
Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Y.S. Jagan Garu, Honorable Union Minister for Tourism, Culture and Northeastern Development, Sri J. Kishan Reddy Garu, Honorable Ministers of the Government of Andhra Pradesh, Captains from Industry who are on the dais, Honorable MPs, MLAs and MLCs of the State of Andhra Pradesh, Officers from Government of India and Government of Andhra Pradesh, media representatives, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to all of you. A very warm welcome to all of you at the valedictory session of Andhra Pradesh Global Investors Summit 2023 at Visakhapatnam. I am delighted to note that this summit has been a resounding success, with participants from different parts of the world coming together and collectively exploring progressive business opportunities and forging strong, sustainable partnerships for collaboration and growth. I am confident that the partnerships and collaborations formed during this summit will create a robust and sustainable economic ecosystem in Andhra Pradesh. Over the last 2 days, we had the privilege of hosting sessions on 15 different sectors, ranging from information technology, industrial logistics and infrastructure, renewable energy and green hydrogen, healthcare, aerospace, defense, automobiles, electronics, tourism and pharmaceuticals. And there were also 4 country sessions with the United Arab Emirates, Netherlands, Vietnam and Western Australia, in which we have witnessed engaging discussions on sectoral trends and showcasing Andhra Pradesh potential across these diverse industries. At this summit, we have brought together industry experts, thought leaders, and government officials to share their experiences and insights on investment opportunities in Andhra Pradesh. We hope that these sessions have facilitated in understanding the abundant opportunities available in the state and starting the process of forging constructive partnership to accelerate the state's economic growth. As a state, we have fast-track institutional mechanism that ensures all industry approvals within 21 days and also a single window that brings together 96 services of 24 government departments in one place. We would like to reassure industry fraternity that we will take great care in providing the necessary hand-holding support to the corporate sector through their investment journey in the state of Andhra Pradesh. We hope that all of you had a very memorable and engaging experience at the Global Investor Summit 2023 in Andhra Pradesh. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, Dr. K.S. Jawahar Reddy Garu. Ladies and gentlemen, a conducive business environment, robust industrial infrastructural, strong logistics infrastructure, strategic location, quality power and water availability, industry-ready skilled workforce, raw material availability, and low cost of doing business. These are the 8 key tenets on which the state of Andhra Pradesh supports the success of its industries. I would now like to invite the Honorable Minister of Industries and Commerce, Infrastructure and Investment and Information Technology from the Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Gudivada Amarnath Garu, to please give his address.
Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Y.S. Jagan Reddy Garu, Honorable Union Minister for Tourism and Culture, Shri Kishan Reddy Garu, my colleagues, ministers from the state government, Honorable Chief Secretary Jawahar Reddy Garu, distinguished industry leaders on the dais, esteemed industry leaders of the dais, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. As we come to the close of Andhra Pradesh Global Investor Summit 2023, I would like to start with a short verse in Telugu by the legendary poet Sri Gurujada Apparao Garu. Desamanu preminchumanna మంచి అన్నది పెంచుమన్నా ఒట్టి మాటలు కట్టి పెట్టోయ్ గట్టి మేలు తలపెట్టవోయ్. Translating it into English, it simply means love your country, spread its goodness, minimize any shallow talk and put in great efforts instead. I believe that this short verse clearly reflects the Honorable Chief Minister Sri Y.S. Jagan Reddy Garu. He is a man of few words and stays away from publicity, but his game-changing and transformational efforts across spheres of governance truly reflects his love for the state and its people. The impressive lineup of several business tycoons who graced the state over the past 2 days and extended their support in terms of investments to the state of Andhra Pradesh can be attributed to the Honorable Chief Minister's credibility, his vision, his virtue of living up to his word, and as Mr. Dalmia said yesterday, his Joes as highlighted yesterday. Both yesterday post the inaugural session and today we have seen hectic deliberations on multiple sectors with the prospect of developing these sectors as economic drivers of Andhra Pradesh. I'm sure that these discussions will help pave the path for future investments and strategic reforms. Over the years, Andhra Pradesh has historically attracted investments all across the sectors both from domestic investors as well as from the industry, from the international investors. In the last 2 days of the summit, we look back at the eminent industry leaders who have been present on the dais and varied sectors that they represented. Andhra Pradesh is that one state that can give opportunities across the spectrum, across sectors, and across the value chain. Andhra Pradesh has all houses, facilities of companies from countries representing North America, Europe, Asia, Australia, and Africa. The strong international community at the summit clearly reflects our global connect. While supporting a larger anchor investments, our government also provides special emphasis on support to our vibrant MSME sector, which is a critical component of Andhra Pradesh economic growth and employment channel. Over the past 1.5 days, as part of many conversations that I have had, the overwhelming sentiment within the industry is of optimism and dynamism. To match the abundant strengths of the state in terms of resources, talent, and infrastructure availability, our government will work with equal measure of energy and enthusiasm to meet our expectations. We look forward to working with all of you to develop Andhra Pradesh as one of India's economic power engines under the dynamic leadership of Sri Y.S. Jagan Reddy Garu. Thank you one and all for coming to the beautiful city of Visakhapatnam, the city of destiny. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Shri Gudiwala Amarnath, sir. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Now, Nova Air has focused on developing solutions using cutting-edge application technology, and we'd like to hear more from them, so I'd like to invite the CEO and Managing Director of Nova Air, Shri Gajanan Nabar, for his address.
Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Jagan Reddy Garu, Honorable Union Minister for Culture and Tourism, Mr. Krishnan Reddy Garu, all the ministers in the cabinet of Andhra Pradesh, dignitaries on the state dais, dignitaries of the dais, and ladies and gentlemen. What lovely these 2 days have been, very exciting, full of josh, full of excitement, very enriching personally for me. And we've seen a lot of confidence and trust in the state leadership, in the state team. And the trust and confidence is rightly put by all the industry captains. Because this is a state which is number one in growth, 11.47%, which is number one in ease of doing business, has such a fantastic visionary leadership, very, very sound foundation of policies, excellent administrative machinery to roll out the policies, and more than that, abundant natural resources, great talent pool, and now a fast-growing ecosystem. What more an industry person can ask? So this 13.5 lakh crore of commitment, the trust which is entrusted by the government and the industry captain is absolutely validated. This is a valedictory session, and many like me and my colleagues who have already invested in Andhra Pradesh, we already have committed to Andhra Pradesh, we have become part of Andhra Pradesh, we can vouch for this. Let me share my experience as Nova Air. We are an oxygen company. Everybody got to know oxygen during the COVID phase. I mean, we've always been breathing it, but we got aware of oxygen when COVID hit us badly. And we built our oxygen plant right through the COVID waves. And let me tell you, the industry benchmark for building such plants are 18 to 20 months. And Nova Air team, with a lot of support, encouragement, and hand-holding by the governmental agencies, built this in 14 months. were very well supported by even Sri City team to get us where we were. So let me quote Paulo Coelho, is a Brazilian poet, which says, the future is shaped by examples and not by opinions. And here are there abundant examples of how an industry is handheld, encouraged, supported by the whole Andhra team to make it successful. And let me quote from Honorable Chief Minister Sir's yesterday's speech. He said, we are just a phone call away. And let me tell you, with my experience, it's absolutely true. This is our experience. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm very fortunate to be part of this exciting journey. I wish all the very best to the state of Andhra Pradesh to propel in the next level of growth and all the success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sir Shri Gajanan Nabarji. Clean energy transition is of both national and international importance, and Andhra Pradesh is leading the way in promoting the renewable energy sector and is well positioned to drive India's sustainable economic development going forward. I'd like to invite the chairperson of Avada Group, Shri Vinit Mittalji, for his address to this gathering. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Shri Jagan Mohan Reddy ji, Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Reddy ji, Honorable Union Minister of Tourism and Culture, Shri Amarnath ji, Honorable Minister of Industries and Commerce and IT, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Dr. K.S. Johar Reddy, Honorable Chief Secretary, Government of Andhra Pradesh, distinguished guests, friends from industry, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to convey my warm greetings to Honorable CM Jagan Mohan Garu and his team for pulling such an exceptional investment into Andhra and setting up a role model for rest of the country. With this level of commitment in investment, I think what Andhra can look for in itself to become a $1 trillion economy, maybe the year would be determined by the phase at which these projects get implemented and turn into reality. For us, Andhra has been part of our journey since more than a decade, from a small project in Pulivendala, and we had an exceptional experience in executing that project. That was the first solar plant in the state, and Honorable PM had awarded us for that particular project. So it's part of our success and growth journey. Andhra plays a very, very important role, friends. And as India is moving towards driver engine in renewable energy space worldwide and becoming net zero maverick in the world, Andhra is playing a very, very vital role. What Andhra has done, it's blessed with abundance of sun god, wind, and they have done a outstanding job in identifying the sites for the pumped hydro. So usually solar and wind are intermittent supplies, and you need a form of storage to balance it out, where Andhra has taken the leadership role, and with the right mix of solar, wind, pumped hydro, state will become pioneer not just in India but across the world in green energy transition. And as many of you know that many countries in the West have started imposing carbon border adjustment taxes for exporting to those nations. And because of the green approach of Andhra, it would become favorable destination for manufacturers to set up who are particularly focusing on Europe or other Western world. But Europe has already introduced CBAM, so there is a huge differentiating factor which Andhra is already developing in that space. And I think its government has realized that opportunity early on and is on path to monetize it successfully. The reason what excites us to Andhra Pradesh is not only the success story we had from the first project, second project. I think it's their strategy and in true sense ease of doing business. It takes a lot of effort to become India's number one, where almost every state is competing and rolling out the red carpet for large investment. And in that competitive environment, to attract so much of large investment, my huge appreciation and hats off to the state officers and CM Saab for achieving it. As a Avada group, we are going to be investing hugely into integrated energy story, into solar, wind, pumped hydro project, along with a large green ammonia and green hydrogen project in the state. We are looking forward to starting the project as soon as we get all our approvals and permission. The reason our board approved that large investment is because of favorable policy environment for business and proactiveness of state government in identifying the land bank, identifying the grid, identifying pumped hydro location, as well as location for green hydrogen and its variants. So thank you, state government. Thank you, Honorable CM Saab, for taking this lead. I would like to thank on behalf of Avada family to you and your entire team for the tireless efforts in organizing the event and closely analyzing and approving the investment proposal. Wish you all the best. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Mr. Mittal, for that. Now, Andhra Pradesh also leverages its existing pharmaceutical, biotech and medical device clients to develop future-focused strategies. And this next company that does this, I'd like to invite them up on stage. We'd like to invite the founder and CEO of Laurus Labs, Shri Satyanarayana Chava, for his address.
to the Honorable Chief Minister. Please do be comfortable and please be seated as the Honorable Chief Minister felicitates all the dignitaries on the dais. It really is quite a pleasure to see the number of admirers that the Honorable Chief Minister does have. And I know that all of you want to take a photograph. Please do so, but I also request all of you to be seated in your designated seats. not just young, dynamic and visionary, but also a lot of warmth and camaraderie in the way he has felicitated all the guests, all his esteemed guests. Thank you to the Honorable CM. To conclude the Andhra Pradesh Global Investors Summit 2023, may I now request the Special Chief Secretary, Industries and Commerce, Infrastructure and Investment to the Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Karikal Valavanji, to give the vote of thanks.
Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Honorable Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Honorable Union Minister of Tourism and Culture, Sri Gudivada Amarnath Garu, Honorable Minister for Industries, IT and Infrastructure, Government of AP, Honorable Ministers in the State Government, Honorable MPs, MLAs and MLCs, distinguished industries leaders on the dais, country industrial delegations, industry leaders, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. As we draw close to the power-packed Andhra Pradesh Global Investors Summit 2023 in the beautiful city of Visakhapatnam, it is my proud privilege to propose a formal vote of thanks. On behalf of the 54 million people of Andhra Pradesh, I would like to express my deepest appreciation and profound gratitude to our Honorable Chief Minister, Sri Jagan Reddy Garu, for his leadership, not only towards conduct of this summit, but also for his vision, conviction and direction towards developing our state of Andhra Pradesh. Sir, Honorable Chief Minister, sir, the four pillars highlighted by you yesterday, namely greenification, infrastructure development, digitization and enterprise development, emphasize your focus on economic development while also keeping the environment as well as the enterprise as the fulcrum for all policies and interventions in the state. Sir, the success of the summit today in terms of the participation as well as the promise of investment clearly highlight the industry's belief in the state of Andhra Pradesh and in the state's rich prospects under your leadership. I would also like to graciously thank our Honorable Union Ministers, Sri Sarbanand Sonowalji and Sri Kishan Reddy ji, for their presence today and support to the state of Andhra Pradesh, especially in the development of the maritime and tourism sectors, which are both strategic priority sectors for the state of Andhra Pradesh. On behalf of the state government, we are grateful to each one of the 120 and odd keynote speakers and the panelists for leading enriching deliberations with their wealth of experience across 15 sector sessions and 4 country sessions. I thank all the foreign and domestic delegates, national and local industry associations and media for their presence and support during the summit. Your presence provides us with the encouragement and the confidence to constantly strive to work closely with the industry. To all the companies, corporations, departments and exhibitors who set up their stalls at the exhibition pavilion, we are grateful to your execution for a vibrant and colorful pavilion. I would also like to convey our sincere gratitude to our Honorable Minister, Sri Bugganna Rajendranath Garu and Sri Gudivada Amarnath Garu for their continuous guidance through the domestic road shows and the conduct of this summit. Today's summit celebrates the immense efforts over the past few months made by all the state government departments under the leadership of the Chief Secretary Sri Jagan Reddy and the leadership of the respective secretaries and heads of the departments. We are grateful to the local district administration and the district collector and the commissioner of police and their teams for ensuring the smooth conduct of the summit. To my entire team for the Industries Department and Infrastructure Department, the Director of Industries, Dr. Sujana, and the CEO AP Maritime Board, Sri Shanmohan, and the AP EDB, thank you for your untiring efforts towards organizing summit and making it a successful. Lastly, I would also like to appreciate the efforts of our knowledge partner, the KPMG, our event partner CII, and our event management agency, the Times Network, for their support throughout the planning and organizing of the summit. On behalf of the Government of Andhra Pradesh, I thank each and every one of you once again and look forward to continuing our support post-summit as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for that meaningful conclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have some very exciting performances lined up.
That's right, that's right. But first, we just want to thank the Honorable Chief Minister, the Honorable Union Ministers. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you to all our dignitaries who have joined us here today at the valedictory session of the Andhra Pradesh Global Investors Summit. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause
Huge
for
round
our
of applause
dignitaries?
for the dignitaries.
One sec.
Please do stay with us in the hall because we have some very interesting cultural performances lined up for you.
That's
Very
right.
pleasant surprise.
Exactly. Now, so as we've been talking through the day, there is a lot more left. In fact, Deepika, you know, we have some MOUs also that we have to celebrate here. In fact, earlier in the day we did some of them, but some more of them.
With the Department of Tourism, some in the renewable energy sector,
Yes,
pharmaceuticals, healthcare. I think we saw a lot of MOUs being signed this morning between Hall 1 and this main plenary hall.
Also, we've got some very interesting cultural performances. We have, there is a performance by a very interesting group who will be performing Kuchipudi, which is,
It's a traditional classical dance form of Andhra Pradesh.
and it has its roots deep in ancient Hindu Sanskrit text of Natya Shastra. It's welcoming the team. It'll be Navratna Alu. This will be happening very shortly. After that, Deepika, what do we have lined up after that?
After that, we have a phenomenal act. We're going to be mesmerized by somebody who's been described by Billboard magazine as a visionary composer and music producer, Karsh Kale. So these are the two stellar performances that you can look forward to, Navaratnalu and Karsh Kale.
That's right. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, there's a lot of movement happening on stage. We are getting ready for the next set of performances. In the meantime, after this short break, we have three exciting things, Deepika. We have the MOUs that we spoke about. Different departments, the IT department also has some MOUs that they will be getting signed after this break. We will have the Kuchipudi performance of Navratnalu.
And the grand finale will be Karsh Kale.
That's right. And so, but ladies and gentlemen, in the meantime, may we request you to quickly grab lunch. You can have lunch. We will be opening lunch shortly by the time you reach. As you exit the hall at the back, it's on the right side. If you're facing the stage, it's on your left. That's where the dining area is for all the delegates. Please do head there and request you to have a quick lunch and come back here because you do not want to miss these three important things that are making up the closing of the Andhra Pradesh Global Investors Summit, which are the MOUs, the dance performance.
The Kuchipudi dance performance and the musical performance by Karsh Kale.
So we request you to be back here in an hour at 1:45 p.m. 1 hour, 1:45 p.m. Request you to be here. Thank you so much. We will see you shortly.